Ladies and divas, this is SuperZombGBBQ, and today the question on everyone's lips is, where the hell is Last Man Standing? Well, that's what we're going to discuss today, because it's not LMS, it's Road to Glory, and it's not just Road to Glory for anyone, it's Road to Glory for Joe. Also, possibly the most, how do I say it, controversial Road to Glory lineup. Apart from when they did deceased wrestlers, that was a little bit odd. Yeah, the TNA to Glory, which we're going to be talking about as well. If you like what you see in this video, smash that like button as always. Subscribe to the channel by punching that big red subscribe button and turn notifications on by ringing the bell. Let's talk about Road to Glory. Road to freaking Glory. Samoa Joe, obviously, he's a big part of WWE storylines right now, and he's got an amazing feud with AJ Styles, who just happens to be in this lineup. And first of all, we've got Eric Young, who is part of Sanity, but was also part of TNA. AJ Styles, big part of TNA's history, was there the longest he's been in any wrestling organization. Luke Gallows, or I'm not sure, actually, was it just Luke Gallows in TNA? I'm not sure. Stinger, Roka Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, Kurt Hawkins, Mickie James, and TJ Perkins all have been in Impact Wrestling. In terms of what the heroic cards are going to be, there's different, obviously, people they could be. I mean, there's every possibility it could be Bobby Roode, but very unlikely because he was in the last event. You've got Bobby Lashley as the potential. I don't think it will be Bobby Lashley, though. I think they'll wait till the ring domination for that. Any other guesses, put them in the comment section. I'd say based on just purely stats related, I think I would go with Shelton Benjamin. I think he's being TNA. Please clarify. Or Roderick Strong. I probably would lean towards Roderick Strong than Shelton Benjamin, though, even though I might be saying that he's been in TNA when he hasn't. I think he's been in TNA. So that is the TNA Impact lineup. If you think this is probably one of the most controversial lineups there has ever been in WWE SuperCard, let us know in the comment section. But we need to talk about Last Man Standing. Should have been this week. For some reason it's not. And it is going to mess up a whole bunch of things in the game. And they're going to talk about whether it is gone for good, and this is like an unceremonious goodbye, rest in peace. Or whether this is actually just the beginning of a few changes that are taking place in the lead up to the end of the tier and beyond. But the first thing we're going to do is look at three things that it very likely could be, and these are not based off my own opinion, this is based off facts, and then I'm going to go through my own opinion about what this is for, and we'll have hopefully covered everything. So the first thing it could be is that they are just going to do a straight up flash event for Samoa Joe, because they wanted to speed up the amount of event cards that are in the tier, and let's do a little bit of a change around with the PvP events. Maybe Royal Rumble is too easy to get the cards and they want to do Elimination Chamber. But it could also just be that they've got X amount of plans for X amount of cards, or they've got a special card coming up, maybe for Evolution, Hell in a Cell, or the Super Showdown, and they've had to speed things up as a result. It could also just be, and this is point number 2, it could just be that LMS is taking a break. Now, LMS coming in this early in the tier did cause problems in Goliath tier, but Goliath tier was a bit of it was a much quicker tier. It lasted only 7 weeks as the top tier in WWE SuperCard, so I wouldn't be surprised if the reason why they've done this is because they want to keep it going for a little bit longer. I can see SummerSlam 18 tier lasting as long as WrestleMania 34 tier did, and they waited 2 event cards, and we're going to come back to that in a second, before they then introduced Last Man Standing. And whilst it would make them serious coin, they are aware of a very serious problem with Last Man Standing, and it is what you can see here, and that is people's decks. People would have pro'd up their Bret the Hitman Hart, their Bo Dallas, their Curtis Axel, and that's another reason they probably stopped it, is because everyone's deck was going to be too underpowered. It was going to be, it was going to be too soon to do an LMS. Now the third reason is very simple, and that is they may have just put it on the shelf till the next season or for another couple of weeks, because they are understanding the backlash now of Last Man Standing and why the game mode itself is having such a negative effect on the community. Because I mean, you would think that if a game mode's been taken out, it'd be 50-50. People will be like, yeah, I like it, but it's a shame it's gone. Or yeah, I don't like it, and you know, I'm glad it's gone. But actually, I don't think you'd find more than a handful of players in about 1,000, 10,000 players who probably like Last Man Standing because it's a massive credit bin. Literally, if I picked up a bin and just had credits on here, this would be Last Man Standing. I'm not saying Last Man Standing is trash, but it is basically a credit bin. You can just throw credits at it and it will keep hoovering up until you are ready to stop. Take it from someone who's finished first place before, it definitely does that. Being so controversial, maybe they've just decided that for the rest of the game, it isn't worth doing a Last Man Standing. Maybe they had different plans for the Last Man Standing card instead of it being Randy Orton, but instead decided to finish it off with Randy Orton because he was part of Evolution, and that was the end of it. Maybe that was the last part of Last Man Standing that we're going to see in its current state. But I want to know what your thoughts are in the comment section below, because a lot of people are just saying it's gone. Some people are saying it's dead. Some people are saying it's going to be back next week. And there's a part of me that thinks that as well. What we're going to do now is just grab ourselves a fusion before we talk about my opinions on it, because I've got my own views and my own thoughts about this. But it certainly looks very, very strange. We've got a new card again. Carl Anderson. That is just too sweet. That's another single Goliath fusion. I literally almost got every single Goliath fusion now. That's a good thing. Let's get another one cooking. I think we've got 2 more WrestleMania 34 fusions left in the tank. Let's chuck in Roman, Tyler. Got a few here we can use. Baron Corbin, Tommaso Ciampa, because I've just been keeping back ahead of a load of cards, of random cards. They're not too far actually away. We got any other enhancements we can use? Got some beast enhancements. Oh, you know, actually, I think we'll be able to do this. There we go. Perfect. Activate. Didn't even have to use a Goliath card. Nice one. So we've now got another Goliath fusion ongoing. I know I mentioned in the comment section below, I want you guys to put your thoughts on LMS, but also put down your most recent fusion as well, whatever tier it is. Then let's talk about my opinions on this matter. My opinion is, I don't think Last Man Standing should be a prominent game mode until they allow people to edit their decks. At the moment, the game mode does punish people quite significantly for having good cards at the beginning of a tier. I mean, Goliath tier last year, where I managed to get the #1 Roman Reigns, I only managed to get #1 Roman Reigns because my deck was massively balanced, because I had enough pros. I didn't pro any female cards. They had the first Money in the Bank, which was Braun Strowman and Alexa Bliss. People proed both of those and then were pretty much unable to play, which is a big deal. It's going to annoy a lot of people. And my opinion on this is that I think they've removed it for this week. They'll probably be checking the feedback, and then they're going to decide whether they want to come back next week or not. I would not be surprised if they bring out a Flash event next week, Flash Ring Domination, just like they did in WrestleMania 34 tier. Do I think it's dead? Absolutely not. There's no way they would have done all the work they did just to drop it just because people weren't happy. They would make as many alterations to Last Man Standing as possible. So I can see them possibly taking it off the road, making some adjustments, and then coming back with a bigger, better option. And also because they don't want to annoy people. Believe it or not, as much as it's hard to believe, they probably don't want to annoy us. They probably want to make sure that we are at least happy with the game modes that are in the game. And probably saying it's dead and it's not coming back is more of I think, an opinion than it is actual fact. Facts are, they've said nothing. They're probably keeping that way because it drives more speculation up. And honestly, I think NMS has a place. It just needs a couple of tweaks. So to summarize that simply, my thoughts are, it isn't dead. It's definitely going to be coming back. There is going to be probably a Flash event next week. That's my prediction, which will get people, Samoa and get people interested in the game again. Also, I'm not being harsh when I say this, but everyone who would have cashed in for Bo Dallas for the tag with Brett is probably going to be kicking themselves right now. I knew there was a reason I didn't cash in. I knew there was a reason why I didn't cash in. I think we're going to see a Flash event next week. The reason why I think the Flash event's going to come is we're not going to want to put the PvP modes out of sync and put War as the PvP mode, because people will then start complaining about the amount of blocks, reveals, and etc. that they get. The idea of them moving it to this new schedule, which had Royal Rumble there, was because Royal Rumble gives you at least 12 picks. So you had the opportunity of getting as many picks off the board as you can, which gives you as much chance of getting as many blocks and as many reveals as you can off the board. If they were just to delay that for a week, they would still keep on track. The other thing they'd have to do, if they did decide to leave it another week and then have ring domination next week as a normal ring domination, they would have to completely change the PvP cycle, which I can't see them doing. So I would expect a Flash event next week. I would expect LMS to return, and I would expect maybe some changes to LMS to make people happier about it. The thing is if a game as long-standing as SuperCard, when you've got so many events that have been there since Season 1, bringing a new event, especially one that's going to require a lot of credits to pay, is probably going to take time to merge in. And right now, I don't think LMS has got the balance right, but give it time, I think it will be there. Maybe it needs till Season 5 just to chill out. But the way it looks like, I'm going to say next week we'll be back. Flash ring domination, then LMS, boom, ready to go. There is one more thing that I wanted to point out though, and this is maybe my speculation side, and I love doing this. What if it's to rearrange the events for Season 5? I'll leave that one with you, because if you think about it, if they want to make sure that the events end at a certain point so they can bring in Season 5 whenever they want to, they could be doing this to set it up very nicely for a certain point or a certain release date for Season 5 in the future. But right now, I'm happy with SummerSlam 18 tier. I haven't even got myself my first pro yet, so the fact that I'm talking about Season 5 is actually near on disgusting, but it is going to be coming at some point. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, let me know what your thoughts are and my thoughts in the comment section below. And then your thoughts on those thoughts and the other thoughts as well. I'm just going to stop talking about it. If you guys like this video, make sure you smash that like button as hard as you possibly can. Subscribe to the channel and turn your notifications on. In the meantime, though, I have been SuperZOMGBBQ. I'm going to carry on for it to glory. And you have been awesome. One last thing. And that is 2.